My jaw clicks. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome back to Teacups and Toadstools. This video is very impromptu. I was just like walking down the street today and I felt like making a video on this. I was thinking about books and reading and I kind of wanted to just open up to you about my own reading journey here. And yeah, so this whole video is just going to be surrounding the idea about how important it is to finish fewer books. There's this idea that a lot of people have about reading, that it's about the amount of books. And on Goodreads, there's a yearly reading goal and about like achieving a certain number of books, all this pressure to read a certain number of pages in a week. And I think that that's kind of a toxic idea because it pressures people to finish books that they might not necessarily be enjoying. If you look on my Goodreads, I always make my goal about half of the books that I'll probably end up touching during the year, because if I'm 50 pages into a book or 100 pages into a book and I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to waste my time reading that because it's not worth it. So on average, you know, if a book is about 300 pages, it's going to take you, that's about 9 hours of time that you're going to be dedicating to this book and to the story and to this author. And you don't want to be spending 9 hours on a book that you're going to end up giving a 2-star review anyway because you don't like it. Life is too short for that. And that's why on my channel, when I'm giving you December to be read or January to be read, I usually will probably pick out about 5, 6, 7 books that I want to get to. But I'll be honest with you guys and say I only read 100 pages of this book and it just wasn't for me. And I didn't want to finish it because it wasn't my cup of tea. And that might not be everybody's opinion. There's a lot of people who are very adamant about finishing all the books that they start. I'm a college student and I'm busy and I just don't have the time I used to read. And so the windows that I do find to enjoy a book, I really want to be enjoying it and not dread it, because I find that when I'm reading a book that I'm not enjoying, I find the times that I do have to read so painful to get through that I avoid it. And I end up just seeing this book as a burden and not moving on from it and starting something new that I might actually enjoy. Like right now I'm reading The Handmaid's Tale and it's such a good book and it's the first book in such a long time that I have not been able to put down. I am reading it at all times of the day. At breakfast in the morning, I'm reading that book. Before I go to bed at night, I'm reading that book. And because of that, even though the amount of time I have to read is so little, I'm getting a lot out of it because the book I'm reading is just so fantastic. Not every book is going to be a page turner or have you sitting on the edge of your seat. Not all books that I'm talking about here need to be like that. They can still be enjoyed even if that's the case. I truly believe that there are kinds of books for everybody out there. Yeah, just a small thought, some food for thought here, because I was just thinking about that. I was just like, why do I feel pressure to finish books that I don't want to read? Like if I start a book and I'm not into it, I shouldn't have to finish that. And so that's why I actually have a folder. If you go to my Goodreads, I have a folder of unfinished books because they were just books that I was not into, whether it was the time that I read them. And there are some that, you know, I might not have finished, but I really want to go back to. A good example of this is Little Women. I love Little Women and I love the characters and the story arcs of all of the sisters, but I needed a break from the book for a little while just to get something new, and then I'm probably going to come back to it. So I finished part 1 of Little Women and now I'm reading some books, and then part 2 is probably hopefully going to be finished in December. Another thing is to take your time with certain books. Some books are very long and you might be enjoying them, but you might just need a break. That's why series I've always had a hard time with. Like I've finished some series, but I always need a break between each of the books because I have a tough time focusing on the same story for a long period of time. So yeah, take a break. If that's what you need, you can always come back to it. There's no pressure. I just want to urge you to do what you want to do with reading. I think there's a lot of pressure to conform to a certain style, but that's just not going to be for everybody. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I just was feeling passionate about that, and I'm in between classes and I was like, I'm just gonna film a quick video about this while I'm like really feeling the energy. Subscribe to my channel. There'll be more book videos posted of book recommendations from me if you're looking for something new to read, and I will see you soon. Bye!